It is week 3 of the Trick Ruby Trans Charity Draft, and today's opponent is going to be an interesting one, and it is frezemn and his Dirtmount Dustox. But before we begin,
Here comes a new challenger!
we interrupt this program to announce that the Shoal Cave Spheres, that's us, that's our team, has made an important trade. That's right, we have traded Gyarados for Suicune. Now, Suicune is a bulky water, which is pretty much the exact same idea as what Gyarados was going to be. Unlike Gyarados, however, it trades Intimidate for Inner Focus. Now, this could be good and a bad thing, but I've pretty much made the conclusion Intimidate wasn't going to be super useful in this draft league because a lot of my opponents have decided to pick many special attackers or just like very fast options that Gyarados can't really keep up with. Even with Thunder Wave, it's kind of just struggling, especially clicking Dragon Dance. Now, Suicune, however, gives us some form of speed control. It has access to Tailwind and has access to Icy Wind. Notably as well, it gets access to Snarl to slow down special attackers. It still gets access to Scald. Now, Scald is pretty ridiculous, and that is something that I noted down that Gyarados does learn. However, it comes out of an actual like special attacker instead of like Gyarados, which is just kind of built to be physical, and that's about it. Suicune is also just hella bulky in general and will be a great addition to our team that does struggle with speed control sometimes. Interruption over, back to the video. Alright, so what are we ready for this week? Well, now, frezemm's team is all about speed control, with access to Whimsicott for Tailwind and Slowking Galar for Trick Room. He also notably has a lot of strong mons that abuse Tailwind and Trick Room quite well, mainly Shiftry, Goldengo, and Baxcalibur. So what is our Dragapult to do in this situation? We won't bring it. What? Yeah, part of using Dragapult is just to know when Dragapult is not going to do that much, and this is not a great matchup for it. Even if technically Dragapult could outspeed and KO Goldengo and Baxcalibur, the fact that Whimsicott is around to protect them and give them speed control puts it in a very rough position. Instead, this week, we will still be bringing Urshifu, Volcarona, and Rillaboom, but we will be bringing in the back GRAFAIAI, mainly because it had a great showing last week, and the most notably, it has access to Unburden. Now, Unburden would be kind of worse than Prankster if it wasn't for the fact that Dark types are immune to Prankster. And guess who usually has Terra Dark on their team? So the plan now is to basically just use GRAFAIAI as this really annoying support mon, which is pretty much the same thing that it did last week, except that now we have access to Unburden and Grassy Seed to double our speed and give us a +1 defense. This week also sounds like a solid opportunity to try out Corviknight as well, because it kind of just walls Baxcalibur and Goldengo. This week will also be the first week where we get an opportunity to see Suicune, but that entirely depends on what the opponent brings for this week. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy the battles. Let's put the music, why not? This. Alright. His team is pretty scary, as I mentioned in the intro, and notably brought Electabuzz, which is interesting. Slowking Galar also, that's kind of interesting as well. But let's see, Whimsicott Bax, that's fine. Goldengo, Steel, them being Steel Goldengo kind of just means that Volcarona has a fun time. I think I still go with the main plan that I have here with these two. Electabuzz. Am I afraid of Electabuzz? Not really. I can bring Volk and Urshifu back. I think this is the core that we used against Trey last week, and I think it's working really well. Except that now we have, or at least we should have, Unburden. Yep. Okay. This is the Unburdened one. Also, it's shiny. That's kind of just funny. This is a different Volcarona than last time. Another plan that I forgot to mention is that Volcarona is going to be Terra Steel with a Mental Herb on its set. That's because Whimsicott has. Well, that's because Whimsicott has access to Encore, which could be really brutal for us, and I still do want to get at least one Quiver Dance up for situations like this. So, when Whimsicott being dark kind of makes me think that it's probably covert. Okay. Alright. And here comes the funny gimmick. I think we're just gonna fake out and then probably Encore the Whimsicott into Tailwind. I could also just Poison Jab, but we'll see. But I think you're going with Tailwind. A knockoff is fine. I think I'm just gonna Poison Jab actually. Okay. Alright. Intimidate boy. Protect on Whimsicott. Okay. That wood hammer's gonna go crazy. I can Encore into this. Okay, protect Encore. So your Tailwind Moonblast to the back, probably. I think we can switch you out. Problem is now, what do I switch in? Yeah, I can switch in you. And I think I can still Poison Jab here. Might knock off, see what that Pokemon has. Okay, no Tailwind. That brings back Excalibur. Knock off. Citrus Berry, okay. Oh, it is coaching. Okay. You did not Tailwind yet. I'm thinking I can probably just Heat Wave. Do I Terra Steel? I mean, I'm thinking I can just Heat Wave. Like that. Either that or I can try to just Quiver Dance. No, that's a little risky against that Hitmontop. And Citrus Berry, that was interesting. I can probably just Super Fang the Excalibur. Oh, missed. No. Oh wow, you actually lived that. I don't think anything's stopping me from doing the same thing. I can probably click knock off and see what item you have. Okay. Somebody's hitting a heat wave. That's Whimsicott? It is. Ooh. That's fair. This will hurt. Ah, I'm pretty solid amount. I think I can Heat Wave and then fake out. You Terra Grass, it's not Ghost. It's Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, so it's not a loaded dice for sure. I didn't see if it was Life Orb, it probably isn't. Okay. Electabuzz. Oh, static. You get the Core Dance up still. Still did not click Tailwind, which is interesting. I could probably still just click Heat Wave here, and then like Grassy Glide for some damage. You can click Encore. That's fine. In becomes the funny tech. Nice. No Tailwind for you. Okay. Fell for the taunt, that's fine. Has hit one top of the back. Baxcalibur. Switched out all of its moves. Still, so you've got nothing here. You got nothing here. I think I can just Heat Wave again. And probably get Grassy Glide off on Bax. Maybe. This is where the funny tech comes in. That's okay, I think. That's okay for you. Heat Wave. Lives. Thermal Exchange. Entirely depends on what its next move is going to be. Whether or not this is winnable. Icicle Crash. I think we resist. Yeah. Alright, cool. Probably could just Terra Steel. I mean, I'm not super afraid of it. I am pretty annoyed with the Rillaboom being paralyzed though. Nah, I think I'm just gonna... Oh wait, I can't use Protect. Ooh, good call on him actually. Not do that. Oh, wait, don't miscut. Yeah. Alright, Baxcalibur's down. Coaching? Triple Axel. It misses. That's just sad. That's tragic. That is kind of sad. Nice. Oh, did you really need to do that though? Ow. 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 Well, that's important information that I'm hiding because I have not showcased the Urshifu. Good job. Good job. GG. So that's GG for game 1. And nice. So notable information is that he did not bring Goldingo, which is good, I guess. Because Goldingo is probably the scariest thing on the team. We did not need to Terra, amazingly, which is pretty cool. I think we can just lead the same way. And in the back can still be Urshifu Dark, because Dark Urshifu is probably just going to be the closer. Does not know that I have Urshifu Dark in the back, which is great. And we have Terra Poison on it, just in case that Whimsicott decides to do some funny shenanigans. I also gave it Poison Jab. The rest of the team? I think I'm just going with the same plan. Alright. Golden Go. Dead Metal's a pretty funny name, I won't lie. I've never found out I never found out what that Whimsicott's item was. So I think we can just click fake out here and find out ourselves. I can knock off into the Goldengo and just get rid of its item instantly. Either that or force it to Terra. Oh yeah, either way, its item's gone. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's covert. That's what I expected. We should still outspeed it? Unless it's Scarf. It's Specs. Psyshock. Interesting idea. I can't Encore Goldengo. Can't exactly do that. I can Poison Jab Whimsicott and get rid of it. That's fine. The Specs is out. He still has a Tailwind up. That Poison Jab is hitting. A Psyshock is fine. I could bring Urshifu if I think he's got a Psyshock. Problem is that... yeah, that's Bax. Okay. You can still bring you. I do want to knock you off because I never saw your item. Having said that, bringing Corviknight would have been probably good, but at the same time it depends on what that Baxcalibur is going to be doing. Mm-hmm. Don't need that. Assault Fist. Psyshock. Yeah, we eat that. Okay. What is the Tailwind on this? 1 turn. Okay. I can Detect and Super Fang. Just to do some solid damage onto Baxcalibur. Goldengo switches out. It lost its spec, so I don't know why it kept clicking Psyshock. Honeycomb is new. Slowking. Okay. No! It missed! No! Oh, Brick Break. Brick Break. Ice Shard. Icicle. Crash, not Spear. Blade Flash? Or did I forget that he had a move or not? What was the Terra on Slowking? Fairy? Okay, so we're not clicking into that. I can Close Combat. I can Super Fang Close Combat. I can Super Fang Slowking, actually. I can knock off Slowking, actually. Better yet. We'll find out. Okay. Okay. Cobra Berry. Well, that answers my question. Ooh. Ooh. What move? Yawn? So we're annoying today. Bax is taking hits, for sure. Volcarona, let's go in. I think we can just Quiver Dance. Get a Poison Jab or an Encore going. I can probably just Poison Jab Baxcalibur. If it switches out Goldengo, that's fine. We lived that. Poison would be so funny. Oh. Mm-hmm. Yawn. Bit annoying. We can always heat wave. You need to burn sleep turns somehow. This does nothing. Heat wave, that should get rid of backs. Okay. Okay. Idea, and it depends entirely on what you're clicking. I think I can just Terra Steel, just to waste time in, and get a knockoff going, or Super Fang going. One of the two. And probably get a knockoff going on Goldego. This should cover for everything that it throws at me. Except maybe Shadow Ball, but we're at +1. Mm-hmm. Side Shock. We resist. Sludge Bomb. Oh wow. We actually lived that. Wake Up, that'd be nice actually. Oh, you know what? Protect, Wake Up, that'd be nice. Otherwise, Super Fang Slowking. Mm-hmm. Wake Up. Oh. Oh, I think we're losing you. Thunderbolt. Oh. Yeah. That did a lot. Mm-hmm. Now we get Volt hooked up with terrain. The moment Volcarona wakes up, this is gonna be crazy. I think I can't fake out. Well, I can't fake out you. Your Cobra Berry. Might as well get that out of the way. No, wake up. No. Flinch. No. How many turns of sleep has this been? Not sure. What about you? Okay, you wake up. We get some nice going chip healing. Some really strong damage from Rillaboom right here. Oh, and the Soul Vest goes down. Okay. Now, Volcarona, I want you to not miss. Do not miss Goldango. You can... Don't miss Goldango, that'd be nice. I would be very happy. Let's go! Ooh, let's go. And that was a crit? I don't think it mattered. Okay, that one probably mattered. But what do you throw at me? Slack off? So it's gonna be one of these. One of those. Got it. I'm not sure what you throw at me. Sludge Bomb, Yawn, Slack off. And I win. Hey. GG's. Hey, Volcarona goated. Well, that was it for today's week of the draft. don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you. Okay, I would have said I would have seen you next week, but next week is actually a break week for me. Like, for the draft at least. Next week I'm gonna be probably posting like this battle and like a report of mid-season for the team, because I think there's a lot we can talk about for the team. And then I will see you in week 5 for my next opponent. I will see you in the next one though. See ya. Yeah.